Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'm Lee, and in this video I'll be taking a look at the Warhammer Age of Sigmar app and asking, is it a good army building tool? In the video I'll take you right through the app so you can see exactly how you can put together an army using all the features on there, including Stormforge. You can have a look at the core rules, and I'll use my Stormcast as an example. Before we do that though, let's have a quick look at some of the reasons why I think this could be really good, and why I think it could potentially be a nice tool to help improve your game. First up, I think this, for beginners, this is really good. I've been trying to learn my Stormcast Eternals, building lists, going through it. I've made quite a lot of mistakes going through the book, even using the rules guide, which I think is really well put together. I've made a bunch of mistakes, so hopefully the app will help you not make those same mistakes I made, and I'll point them out as I go through the app. Also, I think it's good if you're not a beginner, but you just want to check your list to make sure it's legal. I think this is going to be a really quick and easy way to do that. It's also really fun. It's really fun to make lots of lists, and so you can store them all in one handy place. So I think that's a nice feature of the app as well. And if you're going to be playing in tournaments, you definitely want to make sure your lists are legal and that they fit in with the rules. And the app gives you options so you can build it around those match play rules. So that's really good as well. I think if you're into tournaments, and I've got one coming up that I'm running in Cornwall very soon in July. Can't wait for that. Find out more at the end of the video. But if you're into tournaments like that, then this is really going to help you, I think. And whether you're playing in a tournament or just at your local club or even for fun, it's a really quick way that you can just show your opponent exactly how you put your army together. They know it's legal as well, everyone's happy, and you can get playing that little bit quicker. Sometimes you've got a limit on time, so it's certainly going to help you get started sooner, and then also for convenience, all in one place, really easy to pass to your opponent. So there we go, that's why I think there's potential here for this app, and it's got a little bit of a history. It existed in the previous edition of Age of Sigmar. You can see here, the 13th of July 2018, there's a Age of Sigmar app article on the Warhammer community site. They did another one as they released it for the new edition back around 24th of June 2021. And then on the 15th of September 2021, we got the beta version where we could actually have a go at it and try it out. And I did a video on this actually, where I went right through it, my first thoughts. Of course, I wasn't really playing it that much then. It was my first kind of go at Age of Sigmar, and I didn't really get into it. Certainly nothing like I am now. At the moment, it's my favourite game. I think it's amazing. But we had the chance to try it for free. And then they said it was going to be made available through the Warhammer Plus. Now here's the Warhammer Plus. I signed up to it when it came out. I soon cancelled because it wasn't for me, but you might like it, and if you did, there's lots there that you can have a look at. But it does say on here that it's part of this, but you don't need to be subscribed to Warhammer Plus to be able to use the Warhammer Age of Sigmar app. You can get it for free. Now, of course, that might change. They might put a paywall on it. But at the moment, you can get the app for free, which includes the core rules. And it includes the builder so that you can put your armies together. That's called Stormforge. And you've also got a reference where you can look at the war scrolls for other armies. Although you can do that, it doesn't give you all the rules for those armies. And so to do that, you have to buy the Battle Tome, use the code to unlock that. So I suppose there is a paywall there, really, but you are getting a lot of information for free. And most importantly, and that's what this video is based on, you do have access to the Stormforge army builder. But you will need to put in that Battle Tome code to get some information to put together the particular army. So if you're trying to build an army that you don't have that Battle Tome code for, there's going to be limitations there. So just bear that in mind. It's not totally free. You have to get the Battle Tome and enter the code for full access to the particular armies and all the things they can do. Okay, so you want to get the app. There's two places you can go right away. You can go to Google Play, download it for free, and then you can also go to the Apple Store, download it for free there. Once you've downloaded the app, then you sign into it with your My Warhammer account details, and you can set that up for free. I'll put a link in the description so you can find out how to do that if you haven't already. Alright, now you've done all that, you've finally got the app, you're signed in, and this is what you're going to be faced with. You can see at the bottom you've got Reference, Stormforge and Core Rules. In the Reference, you can move around, have a look at the different factions and armies, and then you can look at the War Scrolls. I'll pick the one at the top. It gives you an image, it shows you all the characteristics, you can have a look at the weapons and everything. And if you've got the battle tome and you put in that code, you'll get all the information and rules for that particular army. If you go to look at another army though, you'll still see the war scroll, but everything won't be available there. There'll be a few things left out as far as special army abilities go and things like that. Then you've got the core rules with the player's code, that's one section, and then a really nice reference section here. So you can go to table of contents, quickly find what you're looking for, and then say priority role, click on it, the rule comes up immediately. So even better than the General's Handbook, this is going to be a great reference to have at the table. Then there's Stormforge, where you build your armies. I've put a couple here, and now I'll take you through the process of how to do it. So first up, you will create an army name. I'll just put Krondis in, and then you can add any optional army notes here. So if you're making lots of lists, you could have some kind of system that you put in place. I'll just put Stormcast Eternals for YouTube, and then you pick your Grand Alliance. So I'll go order, scrolling down till I find Stormcast Eternals, just click that. Then I choose the army type, Scions of the Storm or Stormkeep. And then I can choose a faction or no sub-faction, it's up to me. I'm going to go Astral Templars. Then it's time to choose a battle pack. So you click on that, and then I'm going with pitch battles. So I'm doing tournament style lists. And then my points limit, I'll click on choose point limit, 2000, and then down to create army. And we're ready to go. And you'll be faced with this blank screen. It tells you to add a unit by tapping on the plus icon below. So let's do that, and then it brings up all the units that are available to your chosen army. And I'll start working my way through. I'll add a Knight Draconis in. In fact, this is the list that I played in my most recent game, which was really fun. And so it's good fun playing around with a different list, especially when you've got armies with lots of units. Although, to be fair, I'm not going to be painting many more units for my Stormcast. I'm happy with what I've got. But let's go through and let's add some more. Krondis is in there now. Got to get Krondis in. I played without him a few times, and it just didn't feel the same. He makes a massive difference, and it's much more fun with him involved in the army. But I'll scroll down, keep getting the ones that I've got. Vindictors, Vanquishers, we'll put them in there. Then there's Annihilators. I've got some more built as Annihilators with the Grand Hammers. And then we'll keep going till we find all the models. And I'll be adding a Stormdrake Guard single model, and then I'll go up to the top right hand side where you can see those triangle made up of 3 lines, and you can see I've got 40 points left. So I want to put an endless spell in. So if you look down, I'll click that toggle, endless spell is then activated, and you have to tap filter units. I didn't do it here, so I'm looking for the spell. Where are the spells? Can't see them. So I did this a few times until I remember how to do it. So back up to the triangle with the lines, hit the toggle for endless spell, I go out again, didn't learn the first time, so I go over it. Now let's go back, let's hit that triangle again. Yeah, I'm still looking for the spells, it's ridiculous. Hit the toggle, then I figure out, hit filter units, and that kind of saves it. So that then will now show all the endless spells that you can use in your army. I've got 40 points spare, I'm going to just choose Burning Head to use it up. So I've added that now. Again, you can click on that and it will show you the war scroll too. So really nice. You can also go back into that triangle, click it again, and you can add things like the Regiments of Renown. So that's handy. So let's do it. I'll hit the toggle. Remember to then press filter units afterwards, and then we'll go back to the war scrolls available. Go up to the top and you can see that here the Arch Revenant Elthwin's Thorns are now available to be added to the army if I wanted to. You can see all the rules and war scroll as well. Right, now we've picked our units, it's time to look at battalions. So go up to the white section at the top there, hit battalions, and then we can choose the battalions we want to include in our army. So add a battalion, we hit that plus symbol, and then it shows you all the battalions that are available. I'm going to go with the core one at the top, so just select battalion, and then as you see here, I'm scrolling down, just seeing which ones I could use based on the different units I picked. And so as I keep going, I'm going to find one near the bottom there that I can add. And where is it? Let's have a look. We'll keep going. Vanguard. Yep, that's the one. I want the Vanguard as my second battalion. One drop is very important because I want the option to go first or second as many times as I can get it. And so that's really important. And then there you go. I've got 2 battalions. Nice and easy. Now we go to a battalion, and if you want to add anything to it, you come out and go back to your units. Then you select the 3 dots to the right of your unit, and simply select the battalion and the battalion slot you'd like them to go on. And then you do that with all of your models. So to the right dots, place in battalion, choose the battalion and the slot, and on you go. And you just keep doing that through all of your units. Now, if you put duplicate unit, you can just delete it if you press that by accident. But I found it better building my battalions this way rather than doing the battalions first and then adding units to it. So there's two ways of doing it, but I think this is the simplest way for me because I pick my units first and then decide what battalions to use them in. Depending on how you build your lists, maybe you'll want to go the other way and think of the battalions first and then start picking units to fill the slots because the benefits of those battalions might be more important to you. So that's up to you how you figure that out. But yeah, I like doing it this way that I'm showing you here in the video. As I keep going now, just keep adding those units. You'll notice that down the bottom left-hand side of the screen, you've got that red triangle with the exclamation mark in there, and that's just indicating that the army isn't legal to play yet, and we'll come to that in a little while in the video, but when it is legal, that goes away, so it shows you what you can do. And here now, I've got my 2 regiments ready to go, but I've done something wrong, which we'll see later on. You'll see that there's a little error in there, and how we can fix that as well. Before we get to that though, let's have a look at how to add enhancements. So you'll just choose one of your leaders, and I'm going to pick the Lord Imperator here. So I'll select that unit from the app, and then that's going to open it up, and we'll get a good look at his different options. So here I'm going to make him the general. So I toggle general, and then you've also got the weapon option, so you can have all of those. But I'm going to look at choosing aspects of the champion enhancement here, and I'm going to give him Tunnel Master. I'm not going to give him an artifact of power, that's going to go to another leader, but I am going to choose one command trait. So I click on that, have a look through, and then choose the one I want. I'm going for Shock and Awe. I want to get my Annihilators in there with a bit of protection in that turn that they arrive on the battlefield. And that's him done. Then I go to my other leaders. Let's pick one of the others, the Knight Draconis. And now here the weapon selections are all done for him already, but I'm going to choose an artifact of power, and I like to give this one the one right at the bottom, Vial of Manticore Venom. Add 1 wound rolls for attacks made with one of the melee weapons. He can also get a mount trait, so that's really cool. So I'm going to choose his mount trait. Looking through, I'm just going to go with the one right at the top. Let's get back up there. I was reading them here just to decide if I picked the right one, but Celestial Instincts, I can retreat and still either shoot or charge in the same turn. So to choose your mount trait, again, just press choose mount trait, and that's done. And I love this because if you can't do it, it shouldn't bring it up. It wouldn't give you the option. And as you can see here with Krondys, you're allowed to choose one spell, even though he's a unique character, but nothing else. You can't give him an artifact of power. And that's something stupidly I did on a previous list. I built the list around Krondys, giving him enhancements, but unique units can't, except in this case, he can have a spell. Now let's click that triangle at the bottom and see what's going on here. So I've got to do a grand strategy. So let's have a look at that. So go over to options, click grand strategy, and then choose the one you want. So you've got lots to choose from, and this would be the tournament. You pick one and you keep it for all 3 games. So I'm going with Survivor's Instinct. I think that fits in with my general. And then I'm going to have a look at Holy Commands as well. I'm going for Call for Aid. I like getting that unit back once they're destroyed. And then I've got a Triumph. Now I'm not necessarily going to be able to use this Triumph, but I still pick it, and then if I've got less points than them, I can get a Triumph there for free. Now you can see I'm missing some things here. I'm missing the Stormdrake Guard's weapon. So I go back to that unit, open it up, and then you can see the toggles here. You're allowed to make them a Stormdrake Prime, so they get an extra attack, and I'm going to choose Warblade. I like rolling 6 dice, plus that extra 1. I think that's really cool. Now I'm also exceeded my battle line here. I put too many in there. So I go to the one and you can see it's highlighted red. And I'm going to remove my Knight Draconis. Be careful not to do it this way though. Don't delete it because that'll get rid of the unit. Instead, go back to the units, go to the Knight Draconis, click those 3 red buttons and remove from battalion. That keeps it in your army list without deleting it. So just be careful of that. And now you can see it tells me my army's valid. I've got my strategy, my Holy Command enhancements, my Triumph. There's no warnings, and that little exclamation mark in the red triangle is now a tick in a yellow mustard coloured triangle. So there we go. And all up, it's 1,990 points. You can go up to the top, hit those dots, and then either delete your army, and if you go to the button next to it, you can then export it. So this is great because you can save it now out of the app. So if anything happens to the app, by mistake or whatever, it loses the info, you've got it covered. So you can copy to clipboard or you can share it. So if you just click share, it'll take you to the different options, so you can airdrop, mail, message, all that, whatever you've got going on, save to files, and then I'm good to go. So I'm using my iPad, so I can save it on the files on the iPad, but I would probably send it to my computer as well. Also great in tournaments because you can send this to the TO for them to check, so that's really handy as well. And you can go back to the main page for Stormforge and see all your armies, and then just go in and out of them, and it automatically saves it all for you. What do you think about that then? Do you like it? Could you imagine using it, and do you think it will help you? I really like it. I think making sure you can only give certain enhancements to certain models is really helpful. You also don't leave things out because it warns you that you haven't completed everything. I think that's a fantastic feature. And then the list is clearly written out for you to share for tournaments or to show your opponent. I think there's a lot going on, but I'd love to hear your thoughts, especially if you've been using it. Have you enjoyed it? Have you noticed any mistakes in there? Have they not updated it correctly? I'd love to hear your experience using the app. It would really be good. I think it would be helpful to others watching the video when they can check out the comments too. Thanks so much for watching the video. I hope you found it helpful, and I hope you can use this as a tool to improve your game and just make things a little bit easier, especially when putting your list together if you've started out and haven't been playing it long like me. Thanks again for watching. If you did like it, please hit the like button. Subscribe as well if you've been enjoying the videos recently. That would be awesome. And I look forward to seeing you here next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games. But before you go, I'm just going to play a quick video that will introduce you to my tournament for Age of Sigmar that's coming up in July. It'd be amazing if you can come to that and join in. It's going to be really fun. Lots to look forward to. I just can't wait. So here's that video, and I'll see you next time. Are you a Warhammer fan in the southwest of England? The TTSG Age of Sigmar tournament is coming to Cornwall, and we want you to be a part of it. This is your chance to show off your strategy, skill and passion for the game. You'll receive a gift bag, fantastic prizes and trophies, tasty food available all day, and a tournament pack with all the information you need. Join us and compete against players from all over the region, meet new friends, share tactics and witness epic battles as you compete for the championship title. Don't miss out on this opportunity to be part of an awesome community and battle for ultimate glory. Register now, and we can't wait to see you there. Thank you so much to my Patreon supporters for helping me to keep going with these regular videos. I couldn't do this without you, and I appreciate your support so much. If you'd like to join the Patreon community, support the channel, get some great perks at the same time, there's a link down below in the description. It'll be awesome to see you there.